Good afternoon, students. Alright, today we're going to do our first fantasy photograph. And what we're going to do is we're going to put together and learn how to do layers. You don't have to be perfect doing this. The idea is to understand the concept. I'm going to show you just a simple method to start using Photoshop. And later on you're actually going to use your own photographs to try and do this correctly, and it will be down the end part of your assessment task. So doing this will lead on to your assessment task. So let's have a go. Let's start. What you want to do first of all, if you have a look at a fantasy photograph, so just if you look through the internet, and I might put one here, okay, or a couple here, you can just look to see on the screen, okay. They're just images put together, okay, and they're all fake. Here's one here. You can go through the internet and look at something to help you to start with. Now most of these have got certainly a background, so let's just look for a simple background to start with. So I'll go back and just type in backgrounds. In here they are. Now remember we discussed before that in settings, sorry, in tools, you want a large one, very large one. The larger the better. So click on there as you saw myself do. And I'll go through and just have a look at some background that I like that's going to be on my image. Now, I know you could pick that one, but let's try and stay away from something. Okay, let's pick something like this one here. Okay, I'll click on the original. Okay, there it is, and I'm just going to right click and save the image to my desktop. Now you're just going to save it to a folder somewhere, so why don't I create a new folder, okay, and call it fantasy, okay, and I'm going to put this image just in there, save. So I've got myself an image to start with. Now let's go back. Remember, you're looking for your own style, okay, something that you think, wow, I might be able to do that. And the idea is to blend 3 or 4 images together, okay, to start with. So let's go back and we'll just pick something. Why don't I just pick, okay, horse. You could just do a car or a horse or something like that. So, okay, we'll pick myself a dancing horse. Remember, try and get, okay, in the tools, try and make sure the size is fairly large. Let's have a look again. And it's always best to try and pick something, say, that's got a white background or a very clear background or the same colour. So I'll click this one first. There's my horse. Okay, I right hand click and I save that image. Ooh, I have to click on that image. That image won't download correctly. So let's have a look and see if it'll come up on here. Hopefully. Nope. And again. I'll go back. It's just a certain type of image that won't go on there. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to pick. Well, you can pick any type of fancy horse here. I might just pick this horse to start with. It's a it's a large draft horse. As a matter of fact, reading this, quite interesting. Very large horse, isn't it? Oh, I jumped to YouTube. And I'll leave these here because they're the same issues that you have, that I'll have. Here's one again. Let's see how we go with this one. Alright, it's a toy horse. Doesn't matter. Save the image as. Oh, still not good enough. Try this one. Alright, hopefully this time it'll allow me to save the image. Ooh, and there it is, a JPEG file. Save. So I've got a background, okay, and now I've got an image. Now you could just do a car, okay. You could just do, let's pick an odd object, balloon. Make sure it's large. And why don't I pick a series of balloons? Here we go. Click on this one. Click on that one. Let's see what I get. No, doesn't like it. I'll try this one. Sees that everything on the internet nowadays is either buying or selling. A great skill you'll need. No, again, I'll hop out of there. Don't worry about those, they won't really matter to you. No, a balloon in the sky. Okay, I'll click on this one, a right hand click, save image as, and there you go. Alright, you can just go on forever building, okay, this image that we're going to look at. But for now, find 3 images, okay, that you could probably just put together. Now, on Photoshop, and remember yours will look a fraction different than mine, we're going to build ourselves a fantasy image. That's layering one image on top of another to give type of a fantasy a fantasy image that you can do as part of your Photoshop techniques and skills. So let's have a look. We're going to do a new one. You can just create anything you like. This is not really important. What you end up with is you need a screen, but if you have difficulty, and maybe I should do this, you could build it from here, or you should just file, open, and just open, okay, from the desktop. I'll go back to where our images are, our fantasy image. You could just open the background because that's really what you want to do. You open that first. Give it a little time. So you're starting with a background, and let's then file, open. Let's pick one of these. I'll pick the balloon first. It will just open as another image. You're going to try and blend the two together. Now look at that. You've got one image there. Why don't we open the other one as well? Open the horse. So you've got your background, image 1, and image 2. Okay, so 3 photographs that you could pull together. So easiest way, and this, I know I'm not there today at the start, but what you want to do, you can go to this little tool, okay, the selection tool. Just click on there. It's the rectangular marquee tool, but it could be any type of one of these. These are selection tools as well. So we'll click on this one. I'll just draw a little, okay, rectangular square in the outside of him. Okay, so there he is, one on the background, and you're going to edit, copy him, go to your first picture. So remember, I'm just going to copy him, go back to the first picture. This is your background, edit, and paste him in. And there he goes. Now that's pretty much no good to you. You could do 2 options here. Well, actually many options, but we'll try this one. So you can see here that a lot of the background is green. What I'm going to do is click on here, okay, on the magic wand selection tool. Click on here for a moment, and if you notice, we pretty much selected most of the green. And what I'm going to do, so I can do 2 options. I can hit the delete button, which I'll try here. Yep, pretty close. So I got rid of all the green. I'll magic tool and select that selection as well. Get rid of that, delete. In between the legs, delete. Now you know why I've picked an object with a clear background or a white background. Click in there. So here we go. Yep. Realistically, you're still going to have to tidy this up. So how do you tidy it up? You use your eraser tool, just here, the eraser tool. Okay. And you're going to run all over this. Oh, select, deselect. You have to deselect it. And over around the outside here, get rid of all these things here. And if you're wondering, we have done this many times, but you have to be in the room listening when I did it. This is the eraser tool, and every tool has very similar ideas behind it in terms of to change the size, hold the tool in the middle of the screen, right hand click. This is how you make the tool bigger, and this is how you make harder. Hardest is how hard it rubs on the edge of the object. So let's make it only about 2% at the most, because you don't want your eraser tool rubbing too hard against the legs. Okay, so what happens is I'll do this here. If I do 100% rubbing and I go down here, you cut the foot off completely because it's a sharp edge. I'll just go back one. What you want to do is make the tool soft on the edge, so that if you get near something you make a mistake, it just brushes it away. It's got a soft edge. Now pretty much that looks good. There's a little problem with the horse in here, but today for you, okay, I'll be picky on the assessment task, but today this will do for you. Now what you want to do is, you can see on the right hand side you got one horse in the background. You edit, free transform. So I'm picking that layer and I'm going to transform. I'm just going to shrink him. Here we go. I just transform him. Remember, edit, free transform. I'm going to shrink this horse down. There he is. Ooh. And he'll be flying in space. Make him fly that way. And you can make a couple of them. How do you make a couple of horses? Well, here he is flying in space. I'm going to grab this layer, and you could, this is the easiest way to copy him again. Grab that layer, pull him down to this one here, and it creates another copy of the horse, okay, on top of this. You can't see him, but he's there, okay. And I'll just get rid of the bit of the ground there that's still there. Again, today I'm not really worried. This is your skill. You're learning how to use the brushes and the tools and shrinking. Yes, you need to do it. You need to have it practiced. Now there are two copies of the horse, one behind the other here. To move the front horse or either horse, you click on the layer, you go edit, free transform, and you move this horse over here. Okay. You can do it many times. I'll just do again. Today you don't have to do it many times. Edit, edit, free transform, and here he is down here. Ooh. So you're beginning to build your fantasy image. Now, if I click on, going back to my balloon. So here is my balloon. Nice thing is, got a blue background. Okay, we want to select the balloon and put it in our picture. So what do? We go to the magic wand. Okay. Hopefully today I don't have to walk through this because I'm not in the room with you, but you can pick this one here, click on that, and you'll notice the background is almost all selected. You don't want the background, you want the balloon. So you have to go select, inverse, and now you've just got the balloon. So be tricky. That's a good tool to learn. Select, inverse. Alright, now what I could do is edit. I'm going to copy that. So I've got the balloon and I'm going to paste him onto our picture we're already doing. Edit, paste, edit, paste. So a cheat's way of doing edit, paste, That way you can see here I've got 3 balloons now and I didn't have to do anything. So I'll go to this layer, edit, free transform, and I'm going to get my balloon and I'm going to put it over the top of my horse. I'm going to go to the next layer, edit, free transform. I've moved up in the corner there, I've moved that one out. Ooh, big balloon, I've just dragged it out, make it bigger, you can do that. Okay, and then the last layer there, edit, free transform. I'll move it around, I'll tip it on its side. Okay, today that might do. Here are all the layers, there's a lovely background. There are lots of other tools, but today what you were doing, remember, downloading the 3 pictures, copying and pasting them and putting on there using the either eraser tool, okay, the eraser tool, the selection tool, okay, the magic wand, and you've made yourself a cheap looking, okay, fantasy image. Now we want to save that, so we go image, you get all the layers, you flatten them down. So now you've just got one image. Just see, they're all flattened in the same picture. And file, save as. And I'll make up a picture, a name, Fantasy 1. So if I open up my images on the desktop here, there's Fantasy, I've opened it up, and this image is actually what it looks like. Okay, and you can see a few mistakes there, but today I'm not really worried. I'd just love you to show me that you've had a go at all of those things, okay, selecting the tool. Later on, when we go outside to do some of the sites, you need all these skills. Right guys, don't forget, I want you to finish that, upload just 3 pictures into your folder, and on your website you need to put this image on your website. I'll open one up here that I've hopefully made. I'll log in myself quickly. Remember how you get into this Google site, you have to go in here, otherwise you can't get the right site, which is the news site. And I've got a few websites in here, I'll just pick one. I'll pick this one here for a moment. I've got a couple of examples. I'm just going to click on here. Remember, click, upload your image, pick the one that you want. Okay, and there it is. Here, later on, we'll just figure out how we're going to get there. As a matter of fact, it's probably not the best one to pick. Maybe that one might be a bit better. Okay, very nice. We'll look at that later on. Nice fantasy image. Right guys? Oh, it's nearly 20 minutes. You can stop this and start in your own time.